Hello and welcome to Module 8 of Dance Music Production for Beginners in Live. In this module we're going to look at how to automate your tracks to make a more interesting tune. Firstly, we need to open the live set that accompanies this module that you downloaded from the SonicAcademy website. Automation allows us to program actions for almost every fader, controller and knob in Live. We're going to start off with the drum track. To access the automation windows, we need to drop the clip window down by clicking the small arrow beside the track name. The top box directly below the track name allows us to select the device we want to automate, and the bottom box allows us to set the parameter within that device. In this case, we're going to select Auto Filter, and the parameter is frequency. If we place the cursor below the parameter box, it turns into a double arrow, which allows us to click, drag and resize the track view to give us a closer look at the automation window. We're going to use the magnifying glass to zoom in on the first breakdown. We want the drum beats to filter down over this section, then come back up for the fill before the main bass line comes in. To do this, we need to click in some hinges by moving over the red line until it turns blue and double clicking. We need to insert 3 hinges in here to make the filter work the way we want. One at the start of the section, one at the point where the fill starts, and one in the middle. We can now drag the middle hinge down to the bottom at the point the beat ends. Play that back and hear what it sounds like. That's almost working the way we want, but you can hear that the filter is too low at the end, but we still want to hear some of the drums. So what we can do is drag the middle hinge back up again a small amount, play that back and listen to how it's changed the track. Perfect. We can now hear the beats filtering down over the synths and bass line, which makes your whole breakdown a little bit more interesting. The next tracks we're going to work on are the vocal tracks, but instead of the tracks starting at the beginning of the bar, what we're going to do is gradually fade the volume up on them. We can do this in 2 ways, either by automating them both in the same way one after another, or by creating a group track to send them to. We're going to try the second way for these 2 tracks. To create a group track, we simply click on the second vocal track and add another audio track beside it from the Insert menu. We want to rename this track by clicking Apple R or Ctrl R on your PC. We're going to call this track Master Vocal. What we need to do is send the sound from both of these vocal tracks to the new Master Vocal track. First, we need to drop the automation windows down on all 3 tracks. In the first vocal track, we can scroll over to where it says Master beside the track name. This is the output box where we choose the destination of the sound. If we click on the output box, we can select Master Vocal. This means the sound from this track will now go to the Master Vocal track. We can repeat this process with the second vocal track to send it to the same place. To hear the vocal tracks through our new Master Vocal track, we simply change the monitor switch from auto to in. Now we can automate the master vocal track, which will control the sound of both vocals. We want to put in a gradual volume change so that both the vocal tracks come into the mix at the same time. We need to select Mixer as the device and Track Volume as the parameter. Now we simply repeat the same process as before by clicking in hinges and moving them to where we want to change the sound. So now is a good time to save our work as we've made some considerable changes to our tune. We're going to use the keyboard shortcut to save it by holding down Apple S or Control S on your PC. We're now going to show you some more automation changes that we've made to the track using the same process as before. We have automated the frequency of the synth stabs in the second breakdown to make the sound bigger as the breakdown builds back into the track. We've also put in a drum roll at the end of the breakdown, which we have automated to increase in volume. Also, towards the end of the tune, we've used the same automation to bring tracks out that we used to bring them in at the beginning. For example, we have filtered out the synth stabs and reduced the volume of the vocal master. In this lesson, we've looked at how to use automation to create natural progression in your tune. In the next module, we're going to have a look at mixing techniques on how to make your tune a bit more professional.